Welcome, guys, to day number five. We are almost at the end of the whole event, but it's day number five, and at last, it's not something which we have to really negotiate, but this is something which we have to really concentrate. Today's topic is the global movement to restore nature's biodiversity. And I think this topic is really necessary for us. Today, we will be having such special guests with us, and they will be giving you the whole idea of how they think, what is their perspective of having this whole conference or this session on this particular restoring nature's biodiversity. So we will be having our three speakers for today. We will be having Laura Meher from London, we will be having Neha Chaudhary from India, and we will be having Alice Arsili from Turkey. So thank you for first of all for all these sponsors who have been there and without whom this conference wouldn't have been possible. I would just like to acknowledge them. So our media partner Mudrek, our beverage partner Drinkzy, our advertisement partner Lomba Update from Indonesia, blogging partner Teen Hoods, organizing partner is LWT, and our special partner Startup Times. And with that, none other than the host, Wopner Talks itself. So thank you all of you for your support and all of your constant remuneration that has actually got this whole conference into its line. So, coming to the first person for today to speak up, our this conference or this day is not really a day which we are supposed to have as a conclusory session, but this day is really important as we are talking about the conclusion of the whole 4 days, that how to really restore that nature's biodiversity and become that green and fulfilled earth once again. So having our first special guest with us, Neha Chaudhary. She is the 23rd ranked company's secretary by her profession. Apart from that, she has been working as a freelancer, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming trainer, and she has also motivated more than 5,000 students from different schools and universities all over India. She has also worked in corporates and entrepreneurs for their personal growth, and apart from that, she has also founded the Yuva Unstoppable NGO in Surat. So let's welcome her and let's listen what she has to say. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Namaste. I am Neha Chaudhary from India. In Indian Asian culture, as soon as we get up in the morning, we say Samudra Vasna Devi, Parvat Sthan Mandale, Vishnu Patni Namastabhyam, Pard Sparsh Samastave, meaning India or Earth lives in the sea. Its breast are its mountains. It takes care of all being, that is Vishnu. Pardon me, I am going to touch you with my feet. Earth is beautiful. Trees are its clothes. Flowers are its ornaments. So let's protect it and take care of it. Second is water. We call it Varun Devta. So we should keep it holy and sacred. Third is air. In our ancient culture, rishis and munis used to do yagna and havana. So the ingredients used in yagna and havana were ghee, kapoor, jo, til, etc., which used to increase oxygen level in the air as well as keep the ozone layer intact in the earth. Next is animals, especially cow. So all deities and gods are there in the cow. Because cow is the animal which gives us everything and wants nothing in return. Cow gives us milk. Cow gives us cow dung, which can be used as manure. Cow gives its urine, which can prevent more than 5,000 diseases. Another slogan we say is Vasudeva Kutumbukum, which means all beings are our family members. So we should protect it and work for the betterment of each other rather than harming it, because we all are for all. Moving towards scientific terms, according to the National Geographic, scientists have discovered that there are approximately 8.7 billion species in the earth. However, only 1.2 billion species have been identified. Imagine how much suspense is there in the earth. I'm obsessed with biodiversity. Approximately 40% of the world economy has been generated by the biodiversity and 80% of the needs of the poor. While we dominate the earth, we need to protect the biodiversity. The biodiversity benefits are: first, ecological resources, that is, protection of water resources, livestock breeding, nutrient storage, pollution breakdown, etc. Biological resources, that is, food, ornaments, medicinal, diversity in genes. Social services, that is, education, research, tourism, and cultural values. I apologize for my word, but because of our greed, we tend to disturb the ecosystem by cutting down the trees, killing the animals, polluting the air. Every time the problem occurred, we solved it by altering the earth. We have entered into the Anthropocene, that is, age of humans. In last 50 years, we have discovered there is a decrease in 60% of the wild animals. A less wild world is less abled world. Some of the disaster I would like to share is 9th November 2019, Australian wildfire. It has been declared as worst wildfire in modern history because it destroyed 46 million acres of land and 1.2 billion species were affected. And then Venice flood happened. 80% of the city was in water. It was because of the high rise in the sea level accompanied by high tides. Then England was flooded. Soon there will be more dry summers and more wet winters. Earthquake, volcanoes, everything. So stop disturbing the earth. Some of the diseases jump from animals to humans, from wildlife, from domestic, and it is called zoonosis. Scientists have discovered around 435 diseases jump from animals to humans in the last 50 years. HIV jumped from primates to humans. Ebola is linked to deforestation and jumped from rats to humans. COVID-19, which is right now present there, according to the Conservation of Eco Health Alliance, has jumped from bats to humans. In China, there's a city called Wuhan. In that city, there's a market where animals are sold. Animals are kept alive before they are being sold because they do not have a good refrigerator system. So it has been researched that the blood of the bat has been mixed with the blood of the human and COVID-19 happened. And the world suffered lockdown. One thing this pandemic has taught us how important is local activism is. Take care of yourself and the globe will follow. Some of the global movements are really necessary to protect the biodiversity. I would like to share a few. First one is World Economic Forum shared Trillion Trees campaign, in which trees were planted all over the world because tree absorbs carbon to grow and it passes to the soil, and soil keeps the carbon intact for hundreds or even thousands of years. According to the 1.2 million forest, it has been discovered that there are only 3 trillion trees left, which is approximately half of before human civilization. Every individual plays an important role to protect the trees. It's not a silver bullet, but definitely a solution. The next global movement is one of my favorite, that is Ecosia. It is a search engine like Google. So every 45 search you make, you plant a tree because they use their ad revenues to plant trees around the world. They have planted in England, Spain, Britain, etc. So every time you use Ecosia, somewhere on earth, Sammy is saving more money. Isha is eating more food. Andre is creating more livestock. So please use Ecosia. Next is rights of nature. In 2008, there was a debate in Monte Cristi about the rights of nature on Ecuador. So many lawyers told that nature cannot have its right because it cannot write, it cannot walk, it cannot go to the court. But many were persuaded when nature was compared to a newborn child. As a newborn child cannot write, cannot go to the court, but have guardians to protect all the human rights. Same as nature will have guardian to protect it. And the good news is the guardian is you, me, everyone. So any one of us when we feel that there's something wrong done to the nature, there's something bad happening with the nature, we can protect it by going to the court. It was mocked that now we will have police stations for cats, dogs, and animals. Nevertheless, the rights were protected. And many countries altered their constitution by implementing rights of the nature. Europe promised to become a carbon neutral continent by 2050. Then came the Paris Agreement. In this agreement, it sets out a global framework for the dangerous climate change by reducing global warming by 2 degrees and putting more efforts to reduce it by 1.5 degrees Celsius. So these were some of the global movements, and there are many more. Earth is warmed by 1 degree, and we cannot afford more. Carbon is bad. It stays up in the air and be there for thousands of years. So we need few approaches that really go to the humans and touch them. First is collaborative approach, collaborative leadership. In this, many countries can come together, make the policies, become leader for it, become responsible for it, ask for help, tell what is right, what is wrong, and implement it. Second is the message and the messenger. So there are very few messengers left for teaching climate change or for talking about environmental issues. Your family, your mother, your father, your siblings, your friends, your colleagues can become the messenger. We just need to create an environment where people talk about climate change. And what about the message? For example, if you tell your friend that use less cars because it emits wrong gases which stays up in the air and then creates global warming, they might not listen. But if you tell your friend to use less cars so that you become fit, healthy, and your watch might show 10,000 steps a day, they might find it cool. So you need to find a creative way to spread messages. Second approach is behavioral change. So when the government makes laws and signs and tell people to implement it, they might not do it. But if you tell them what's in for them, for example, people do yoga, meditation, they do pranayam, that is control over their breathing. And if you tell them that what is the use of doing pranayam, what is the use of doing meditation, if you cannot breathe healthy air. So you need to use more of renewable source of energy so that you can use a healthy air. They will listen. The next approach is new forms of collaboration. The message should be everywhere. In the beach, in the club, in the houses, in the home, where people can acknowledge it and people can learn from it. So Leonardo DiCaprio, the famous actor, is a big environmental activist. He has produced 2 films, 2 web series, that is Water Planet and Global Warming. Many people saw it and acknowledged it. This thing, except then this thing, individual contribution is very important, because in India, we say, "Boond boond se sagar banta hai." Small drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So individual effort is very important. There's a girl, Ethan Greta Endberg. She's from Sweden. She left the school. She protests for the environment. She became an environmental activist. She influenced the president of the country. She made thousands of people follow her. And that's how it is done. We have one more speaker in the conference, Alice. She's 12 years old. And she's an environmental activist. So individual efforts make a difference. It's high time we realize that now it's our turn. Because Greta said that if your house is on fire, you won't wait 10, 20 or 30 years. You will act now. So how you can act? In your houses, you can use more renewable source of energy. You can use solar panels. You can put plants inside and out of the house. Stop using plastic. Stop using plastic cutlery. Take the bag whenever you go to the market. Watch what you buy, because some of the industry, from chocolate to clothing, don't pay their employees or the farmers. Cosmetic industry tests on animals. Leather bags, leather shoes, leather jackets, don't buy it. If you won't buy it, they will not make it. Watch what you eat. There are chemicals sprayed in your fruits and vegetables. For my personal experience when I cut tomatoes or cabbage, sometimes I feel it is a plastic. Don't use such thing. And if you want to go a step further, go vegan. Start using battery operated vehicles. Start recycling your wood, tins, wire, everything, or sell it to the company who recycle it. Educate others by the means of one to one, or by the means of social media, advertising, anything you can do. Educate. Keep pushing. Government and big companies, it's a not right or left thing. You need to protest. Use the wastewater in your garden area. How can we create a future in which nature and human can survive? Open your eyes to the global movements. Think on a planet scale. Embrace the challenges you face and do something we humans are very good in. Change the world. Because when the last tree dies, when the last stream dries, when the last fish dies, we'll realize we can't eat money. So stop the damage and start the repair. Thank you.
Thank you for this wonderful, inspirational speech of yours, because I think every single Indian and every single person sitting in anywhere of the world would connect to you, would understand what you have to say. And I think this will really influence and inspire them to become just an individual, to just start that individual effort, to start that individual effort in changing the world. Thank you, Neha Chaudhary, for this wonderful session. I will just